And today I'm going to share my new favorite game.
And I'm going to share a crazy myth of the alpha wolf. Let's get to it.
My cool sheet is a board game. I haven't talked about a board game in a while, and this is called Codenames. Board game, but it is also available as a web browser version, so if you're interested in that, and the phone app is in the development stage. This was voted or established, I don't even remember where, but in 2016, best game. So here's the premise. You have two competing spy networks, and they're communicating with each other within their spy network in codes to contact secret agents and avoid the assassin. So that's the storyline. And here's the game's setup. So there are a bunch of cards, and they're laid out in a 5x5 grid where each card has one word on it. And each team, there's two teams always, has one spy master, where starting at the beginning of the game, both of the spy masters are able to see which of the cards on the board correspond to their spies, and then which one, there's only one, that's an assassin. So each turn, the first spy master gives one word to their teammates. The teammates don't know, they see the words, but they don't know which ones correspond to their spies that are on their team. So the spy master then gives a clue and a number corresponding to the number of cards on there that are related to the clue. So the spy master could make it really easy on the team by just choosing an obvious clue that corresponds to one of the cards, but then that team would fall behind. So the clever spy master is going to find a word, a clue that corresponds to as many of those cards as possible. This is really difficult to do. I have seen people do it with one word, it corresponded to 5 of those cards, but usually you're just doing more like 2 or 3 or something like that. This is really fun. I play it almost every week. There is a version that you can, it's called Duet. You can do it with just 2 people, but otherwise you need 3 or more. Like I said, there's a web version. I've played it with people from 5 different states playing together. It's really awesome. Codenames.
Wow, this sounds really cool. I've never heard of this game.
Really?
And I've noticed that, you've done a few different games, and I just don't play board games. I play some games online or on my phone, but not many. Only 3 on my phone, and not
I think
a
it's
lot of
because I
board
have
games.
kids.
That's true. That helps a lot, especially now in COVID times.
Right.
You're not doing a lot of gatherings and things like that. But even when I did, and I love them. I'm not like anti-board game.
Yeah.
But it would usually be like once a year, maybe on New Year's.
Oh, wow.
Maybe play Cards Against Humanity or something, and which is fun. But that gets when you play the same one over and over, it gets a little old. I would love to mix it up a little bit, and this one sounds really fun.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Yeah. So how long do you have to try to think of that word that corresponds? Like,
well,
do you have to is it pretty fast moving?
It depends on who you're playing with and how patient they are.
Okay.
They do have like a 1-minute little timer thing. So you can use that, or if you're all just like, oh, take your time, so it just depends. Because it can be really difficult. You're just baffled, but you got to go with something.
Right,
so
and you just have to go for it. Wow, well, it sounds really cool. Thanks so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I hope I get to play with. And I love the fact that it has an online version.
Yes.
So right now you could do that. Like even if I didn't, I don't have kids, I don't have people coming over, but I can play it online with some new friends, online friends.
Yep, totally.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to be talking about this article, and it is called Alpha Wolf. What does it mean, and should it still be used? This blew me away. So it's been long believed that in the wolf pack, it is led by the alpha wolf. The alpha is usually assumed to be male, most of the time also, and it's the leader of the pack because it's the strongest. It usually won some kind of battle or challenge by other wolves, and it became the alpha. And this spills over into humans as well. The alpha male, how to be more alpha. Is your personality alpha enough? How can I, just be more alpha. It's so ingrained in our ethos, especially as males. This is definitely a thing that happens all the time. Now, as far as wolves are concerned, this is absolutely not true. Wolf packs are almost always a family. The leaders are usually the parents, plain and simple. Now, this all started back in 1947 when Rudolf Schenkel wrote a paper titled Expression Studies on Wolves. And then International Wolf Center founder David Meech, I believe, wrote a book about that study, and it became an absolute truth. This original study was wolves that were observed in captivity. So whenever he tried to replicate this study with wolves in the wild, it never ever proved to be true. It was always because it was families. Now, he has been trying to tell everybody that he was wrong ever since. He even tried to pull his own book off the shelf, but the publisher wouldn't do it. They wouldn't allow it. And to this day, most people still think that they're alpha wolves, and it is because they won some kind of battle. It's totally not true. And when I read about this, it blew me away in so many reasons. Not only just that whole wolf myth that I've always believed, but how we have embraced this in our society and how it is our ethos and so many things. Even if it's not like a toxic male thing, it's just, being more charismatic and a business leader. You need to be more alpha. All based on something that is completely untrue. It's so fascinating. Definitely check out this article, Alpha Wolf. What does it mean, and should it still be used?
This is so great. This is an urban, well, it's not urban, but another urban myth.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
No idea. Till as of about 2 days ago, I still thought the alpha male or the alpha wolf was the thing. And it was because of a battle. So they do have leaders, but it's just the mom and the dad.
Oh my God.
And then as soon as those cubs have family, then they break off into their own pack, and then they're
leader.
The alpha, the parents. They're just parents. But when you look at that, like, oh, I want to be more alpha. Like, what? You want to be a dad figure, or it just it totally makes everything so wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fascinating.
It's fascinating how people glom onto things like the right brain, left brain thing that I debunked a few episodes ago. And
they will not let it go.
No.
And this poor guy has been trying. He's still the lead.
That's amazing.
The president of this wolf association, and he cannot convince people, even though he was the one that put it in his book from this study, and he cannot tell people that it's not true. They will not believe him now.
I can't believe
that. Talk about something in society, like what that says of where we are. That's so parallel to so many different things. You say one thing and that's it. It sticks forever, and you can never change it, even when you're the one that made the mistake and you admit it. And it's wild. It's so crazy.
Literally wild.
Yes.
But no, wow. Thank you. I love learning stuff like that.
Yeah, it really blew me away when I saw this one.
So thank you. And so if you want to read that article or any of the things that we talk about, you can go to 10bestest.com/exactly. Thank you for joining us, friend. I'm Karen McFarland-Holman.
And I'm Brian Hart.
Let us know in the comments, what's your favorite board game?
And let us know, are you alpha?
If you're enjoying this show, please give us a like and share it with a friend.
Stay tuned tomorrow for another great show.
And don't forget to stay curious.